here's Brody Brazil.
Well, here's a very interesting double meaning. For so many decades, it's been called the Coliseum complex, as in a place with multiple structures, the stadium, the arena, and a couple big parking lots. That is a complex. But the Coliseum right now and moving forward is also a very complex scenario. It's complicated. Multiple parties, what might happen. Honestly, we don't know much more than the next 12 months at this point in time. Very uncertain who gets what, how it happens, how it shakes out. Wow. Things are going to get interesting right off 880. I mean, the only thing we know right now is for 2024 that the A's will play their home games at the Coliseum regardless of relocation or not. Moving to Las Vegas or staying in Oakland or a vote or no vote, it doesn't matter. 2024 is going to happen at the Oakland Coliseum for the A's. But at the same point, their 10-year lease does expire December 31st of 2024. So it is the end of a contractual agreement at the end of next season. The A's, because of timing of everything else, they've already committed and said they will play next season at the Coliseum. And it makes a ton of sense because they're already on the hook and they've got such a good deal. It's only a $1.25 million lease on the final season of their agreement. Now, there's also this. The A's have purchased half of the Coliseum site. They own 50% of that 120-acre site, 130-acre site. They own 50% of the Coliseum land. They're paying it off currently, but they must pay the rest of their purchase price, which is $45 million total, if they leave the Coliseum site before 2026. Let me try this again. If they move somewhere else before 26, even though their lease ends in 24, they instantly have to pay the final installments of 24, 25, and 26, $15 million apiece, which adds up to $45 million. So this gets us into the complicated part. If you thought that was the complicated part, like their lease ending and what to do next, that's part of it. But how about the A's owning 50% of the Coliseum site? It used to be Oakland owned half, as in the city, Alameda, as in the county, owned the other half, 50-50, the Oakland-Alameda County Coliseum complex. Well, the A's bought Alameda County's half in 2020 for $85 million. It already seems like a deal. But the county was trying to just get out of owning this land. They didn't want to be a part of it, which is amazing in retrospect. It's such a viable property for something. For something there. It doesn't even have to be a stadium. Think of the other opportunities that exist on that site, where it is with the amenities it's got and the proximity to everything else. So the A's bought Alameda County's half. Now it's the A's and the city of Oakland as co-owners. Now, there's also a middle party in between all of that, which we'll also explain in just a second. But why did the A's buy the Coliseum? Let's go back to this in March of 2018 when Dave Kaval was expressing why the A's really wanted to do this. It has become clear that the A's need to solidify control of the one site in Oakland that offers an assured path for the development of a new privately financed baseball venue, the existing Coliseum complex. I think the assured path part is the one that maybe stands out right now and stings a little bit more now than ever. Mind you, I think the A's were also attempting to buy Oakland's half as well, too. And Oakland took exception to the A's even buying the county's half of the Coliseum site. Kaval continued, if consummated, our offer would end the long-standing cash drain from the city and county's general funds caused by ownership of the Coliseum and ensure that the A's possess one assured route to a new privately financed stadium in Oakland. Ensure that the A's possess one assured route to a new privately financed stadium in Oakland. That was the reasoning of purchasing the land. Was it a necessary sale? Was it a good faith sale? And where does it get us now? Because now the A's, going back to their current situation, 25, 26, and 27, very unsettled for this team where they would play. And I'm not sure if Oakland or the Joint Powers Authority is going to offer them the opportunity to even stay for 2025 and beyond. Like, let's first analyze this from the A's angle. What would be their motivations to actually, if approved for Las Vegas, what would be their motivations to stay where they're at for 3 full seasons? Number one, you take advantage of a bigger media market. I mean, any of the other temporary spots, Salt Lake City, Reno, even Sacramento. Well, Sacramento's a bigger market than Las Vegas, but they're trying to take advantage of just more opportunity of people and revenue and opportunities they have here to stay. Which is also interesting is they're leaving, but they would latch on to that for as long as they could. Also, like, not great temporary options logistically. You're sharing a minor league ballpark with somebody in some other city that's not your home. Just that would motivate them to stay where they've at least got their own setup. They don't need to worry about those logistics. And it's also costly to move twice. Move everything from Oakland to Salt Lake City and then Salt Lake City to Las Vegas. We're talking about tens or hundreds of millions of dollars that just don't need to happen. That's why you would want to stay in Oakland. How about motivations to leave? Well, because the longer you stay in Oakland, the more you can't really attach to Las Vegas. And that's what they want to do, build partnerships and sponsorships. And I know they're already desperately trying to connect with the community down there. Also, Nevada wants profits. Like the A's kind of said in their testimony of the Nevada State Legislature, yeah, we're coming. As soon as we can get out of Oakland, we're coming down there so we can start helping Nevada. Tax money, local economy, all that stuff. And is it also like really bad business to stay for 3 years? If you think attendance and support is rough in the midst of everything right now, what will 2025, 26, and 27 look like? I mean, there's a lot to consider here, but from a business perspective, that would be a motivation to leave. Okay, how about the city's viewpoint, the city of Oakland's viewpoint on all of this? First off, if this is a split between the A's and Oakland, don't you start the divorce? Like, start the process, start the healing, start the moving on, start the figuring out of what's next. And that's my next point. As soon as they're gone, you get to begin your next development. You get to start utilizing that land instead of having somebody else stay on it, complicate the matter, get in the way, delay you by another 3 to 5 to, let's be honest, 10 years by staying. Another viewpoint of the city could be, well, you know what? You can stay here, but instead of that $1.25 million a year rent, it's now going to be $12 million a year. Maybe it's lucrative. Maybe you also get to save a lot of people's jobs that work at the Coliseum. You get to keep your local economy a little bit better, although, again, we know attendance and support probably going to be low. Is that worth the trade-off? Keeping them around for business purposes, is that enough? Also this, until you know Las Vegas is a for sure thing, keeping them around means that they've not officially left. And should things hit a delay, a snag, a cancellation for any reason down there, they've never moved. Why would you want to kick somebody out unless you really knew that they were officially done? Unless you've got confirmation that it's over, it's not over. And so maybe you're buying time just in case, keeping them around just to see how it plays out. And also, like, future implications. Again, we talked about the A's as owning half of that land. If you shut them out for an opportunity to stay there, how does that make the relationship between the team, which might be gone, and the city, which is still the city, and also the Joint Powers Authority in the middle of all this? Here's how it works. They're in the middle. You've obviously got the A's. You've got the city of Oakland. I've never mentioned this yet. AASEG, the African American Sports and Entertainment Group, they're the ones tasked with developing the Coliseum land. They're now involved in this as well. So you've got all these parties, and I don't know who here agrees. Like, this is why it's complicated. Are the A's going to get in the way, as owning 50% of the land, of what Oakland and AASEG wants to do? Are they going to drag their feet? Are they going to make this difficult? Should they sell the land back? Would they? Would the A's, to get more money, right, for their endeavors in Las Vegas, why wouldn't they just say, hey, we bought this for 85, we'll sell it. I mean, they'll try and make a profit. We'll sell it back to you for 120. Make 40 million and be done with it. I guess that could happen too. And I think they need the funding right now for every thing they'll be spending on, but that's why this is super complicated. What can even happen at the Coliseum when you've got, like two parents that don't agree? Would you ever even see a site or a project like this? Now, to be fair, I think this was the A's initial plans and why they wanted to buy the land. They wanted to do other things with it, as well as own the property at Howard Terminal. I see residential, science and technology university, tech campuses and office, community job training facility, a youth sports academy, the Coliseum, and it's bare bones, like it's going to be an amphitheater. I mean, is this even a possibility because of all the different parties in between? Yikes. Yikes. This is complicated. It is truly right now the Coliseum complex. You made it here to the end of the video. I appreciate that. Thumbs up down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so I can definitely see you back here next time.